The number of times a play is performed will vary. It could run for months, or it could run for a single weekend. Here at the Bethany Theater, plays are performed over 2 weekends. When the performances are finished, it's time to strike the set.
Right now, this is opening night. The first show is in a couple hours, and I'm really excited. I'm also looking ahead to Set Strike, which is a little over a week away. We finish the set a few days before a production begins, and pretty much a week and a few days later, we are taking down the set.
Ooh, this is gonna be a doozy to strike. There's a lot of elements to this set. Lots of fabric, lots of PVC, but it's been a while since we've had a full set. So I think it's gonna take a little bit of an adjustment for everybody taking down this set, but it'll be great.
Set strike is sad. It's when you see this whole month, a little over the month of work just get torn to shreds. It's so sad, but it's so much relief at the same time just to be done with it, to be like, oh, whew, we did it.
Always when a show opens, my brain is kind of like already flirting with the next project, whatever's coming down the road, and Set Strike is a very kind of definitive statement of that, where you're sort of like, you had this experience, whatever happened. Hopefully it was extremely positive, and then it opens up the space for what you're going to do next, and I think that's kind of cool and exciting.
At the end of the process, you got to strike the set. You got to strike the lights. You got to strike costumes. Everything that was out for the show now has to go back and be put away or get thrown out. And we get on the phone the week before and we order a big fat dumpster because there's just a lot of stuff that we can't use anymore. And I've got a fireplace at my house, and whatever scrap wood, if a wood piece is this long, I'll take it home and we'll burn it. But you want to make sure you've got a dumpster because you're throwing a number of things away.
If it's too small, not worth keeping, something that we would only ever use once, it gets tossed. If it's something we think we might use again, we put it into storage. And we have a lot of prop storage and set piece storage, and hopefully we'll use all of that again at some point. And if you put enough time and effort into something and make it something you might want to use again, we hold on to it.
And it's all hands on deck. All cast members are expected to be there, all crew members are expected to be there. This is sort of an honorable thing for the actors to do, because this is the actors' way, their final way to tip their hats to all the technicians who made them look good. It's not fair to have just technicians strike the set, in my opinion. The actors need to be there to strike the set because they're thanking the technicians who made them look good. Everybody is there, and you want them to all be there because usually you want to have the cast party afterwards, you know? And then you've got your different foremen who are telling people what to do. Costumer says, okay, hats all go in this bin. Please put all the dresses over here, skirts go over here. We're gonna be taking those things to the cleaners tomorrow. Shop foreman says, first of all, we have to take down the trees because once we take down the trees, then that'll free up the platforms, and we're gonna take the platforms apart. Don't take the platforms actually apart, only take them apart from one another because we're going to keep these platforms, these weird shaped platforms we're not using, we're going to get rid of those so that doesn't matter. You have somebody who's basically telling instructions to everybody else.
A lot of times I've helped with props, so just kind of gathering those up and making sure they go back into their storage or wherever we pulled them from. Or I've also helped with costumes a lot, where we gather up all the costumes, we take them to laundry, organize them, sort them out and whatnot. But then also, yeah, the set has to come down depending how big it is. Sometimes it's a really easy strike, sometimes it takes a little bit longer. But yeah, everyone kind of works into groups, and if your group's done, you find another group and kind of tag team along until it's all done, and then we eat pizza.
For all the work that it took you to put a fabulous set up, how it all comes down in 4 or 5 hours. and then you're left with just a blank slate again.
It is sad just to see all the work, all the hours that went into that. I don't know how many hours, but a lot of hours, and you take it down within 4 hours or so.
You're putting things up to do something cool, and then you're taking it down and you're starting it all over again. Strike is kind of bittersweet. You worked really hard. You've tried to create this cool environment for an audience. You're trying to tell an awesome story. Once story time is done, strike is closing the book.
because you work so hard to put the show together. So then to come back as a group and kind of relish in the fact that you finished that is just really incredible to celebrate that with everyone.
The cast party is also a big part of Strike. We want everybody to get together and then have a party, and then that's closure. We all did this cool thing. We made this cool thing happen together. Everybody had their really cool, inclusive part on this project. We all thank one another, and then we go on to the next thing. And so it's closure. So it's part of it. You need it. You got to have it. Closure is a huge part of the theatrical process.
Now you've met some of the hundreds of people who put in thousands of hours of work to make a theater production possible. So next time you see a play, you'll know a little more about what went on behind the scenes.